John Stonehill, welcome back to BT, the refrigerator expert. What your fridge says about you, your dating life. There's so much we can learn, and this thing has really taken off.
It's gone globally viral. I mean, it's been in London, it's been in the UK, it's been in Australia, Germany, the Netherlands, South America. It's been all over the world. I mean, it's something we could all relate to. We all have fridges, we all date, and so many people when it comes to dating, they're always like, what do they look like? And that's great. We need the attraction, but 99% of our dating activities revolve around eating and drinking. That's what we're doing in our dating. So you actually want to look to see how compatible you are on that front, because that's the activity you're going to be doing together, and there's a lot more clues into how you're really going to fit with somebody when you see, all right, this is what we're going to do together. Is it going to work?
It's remarkable what John can figure out just by looking at your fridge.
It is true.
And we all, BT hosts, sent our fridges to you.
You did.
Without you knowing. And I love this about you, John, is that you don't Google the people that you're analyzing.
No.
You're just looking at the fridge and what the fridge says about that person. So
yes.
Take us through.
Well, right off the bat, let's start with Jody's fridge.
My
your
fridge,
fridge.
yes.
I already knew that you were hot. We already knew this, so I know, and I'm not just kissing up to the host. I obviously knew I knew she was saucy. So when I looked at her fridge, I thought to myself, either she has a family or she has liposuction on a daily basis. So, I mean, the place is so crowded. The last time I saw something this crowded, I was watching Slumdog Millionaire. I mean, it's that crowded. It looks like her food procreated and made babies.
Yes.
Now, she's also healthy. She has more condiments than an IGA.
I do.
She has more salad dressings than Greenleaf. Now, what's funny here is she has a gallon of milk, so that tells me you probably have a kid, or you think you're still 6 years old. I think you probably have a kid.
I have a 7-year-old.
Now, one last thing I'll say, because I know time is tight, but what I found interesting is you seem to me to be the girl next door type. The kind of girl that you love watching sports, and because you have Strongbow cider. And that's the kind of brand that women are not drinking with their girlfriends and catching up and talking about boys. They're drinking Strongbow cider and like watching the game. And so that kind of had like, guys love the girl next door, and I got this sports fan
you nailed it.
kind of thing about you, yeah.
You didn't know it.
A woman having Strongbow cider, it's an interesting brand signal of like who she is as a person. It's fascinating when you really do your research on what brands, because they all have target demos, they all have media plans, and they all have stories to tell. So we're all buying brands, even if it's subconscious, we're making decisions. Sometimes we need to be more conscious about the brands we're buying, but they really do reveal a lot about where we are, what we're reading, and what we're watching.
Where are you based out of?
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles, so you're probably not aware that I spent 17 years as a sportscaster here.
I did not know that.
There you go.
I did. Well,
that's outside.
Instant
You nailed it.
right here.
You nailed it.
Thank you.
And now he says I'm hot, so yeah, he's my
All right,
best,
we
my
got
new best friend.
We got our next one here.
So, Dawn, are we doing Dawn's
Dawn
fridge
Jubei,
next?
yeah,
okay,
let's
so
do Dawn.
look, she's clearly also, she's eating healthy. Mom taught us, right? Healthy diet plus exercise equals one bodacious body, right?
She's a bodacious
Dawn is
girl.
eating amazingly well. She's got tons of salad, veggies. I love her apples, great apples. Don't read into that one. Now, she seems to also have a really social kind of attitude. She has multiple brands of wine, which tells me she's catering to multiple tastes. She loves having her friends over. Maybe she has that whole urban family, Bridget Jones kind of thing. But the fact is, if she's just drinking for herself at home, she probably just has one bottle. But the fact that she has 3 or 4 different bottles, I feel like she's definitely a very social person.
Night Dawn. There's Night Dawn.
Night Dawn.
It's called getting chubade.
Yeah.
Now, one
there's
thing that
actually
I
a
thought,
verb for it.
Okay, yes. And now the one thing in her fridge that I thought was very funny is she has Activia yogurt front and center. Now it's a probiotic yogurt, and it's about being regular. I would hide that in the back, because guys, when they go back to a girl's place, don't want to think about how often they're doing their business. So like, when you see Activia yogurt front and center, I'd hide that in the back. That being said, though, and she's also got those Heinz beans to keep it company, but that being said, she's healthy, and funny little clues we sometimes get. She probably lives downtown. And the reason why I say this is she shops at a place called Urban Fare, and they have 4 locations downtown and 1 in Kelowna. So again, sometimes you could do fun little clues that probably she lives downtown, because that's where all those locations are. So
We have to go to fridge numero 3.
Okay.
We're going to go quickly to this one, because I want to see Riaz's too.
He's neat and organized.
Yes.
He's clean. We all learn in the Charlie Brown cartoons, nobody wants to make out with Pigpen, and he's obviously a very solid hygiene kind of guy, very domesticated, maybe even a tad anal. Now, he spends most, like, right now where I'm seeing with his fridge, he loves the environment. The environment is his thing. He's got a brand called Happy Planet, which is all about the environment, so most likely the people that buy it are into the environment as well, and he's got mealworms. So either he thinks he's a bird, or the fact is he's feeding birds, because it's for feeding birds during their migration.
Bird watcher.
So,
yes, multiple
and I also get the
that.
fact that he's sophisticated. He's got Goose Island Sophie beer, and it's all about aging in wine barrels, abundance of zested orange peel. Like, it literally reads like you're drinking a wine, and guys normally aren't that into those kinds of beers. He's a very sophisticated guy with a very sophisticated palate. So I really like his choice of beers.
Pretty good.
We got to go to your picture.
All right, one final one.
Okay.
Yeah, we're running out of
All right,
time,
all right.
John. Sorry, but we've got to get to Riaz.
Riaz,
okay.
very fancy. He's a fancy man. He's got
right.
Dom Perignon, which is a luxury brand. And
Yes.
it tells me he has discerning taste, and you probably have money, because it's a very upscale brand, so I'm glad that BT is paying him well.
It was a gift, engagement gift. Do you have an engagement theory with fridges? Quickly, get to this one.
Yes, so your engagement theory. So here's what's interesting. I learned that you were engaged, but you're probably living alone, or you're both anorexic, so I assume you're both living alone. And the reality is, it tells me that if you're living alone and you're engaged, you probably come from a traditional family, or your fiance does. You have traditional family values.
We live together. We live together.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just.
Okay. Then you're eating very, very light, and maybe she's trying to get into that wedding dress, because the fact is you have so few items in your fridge, it seemed to me that you were living alone, and because of that I thought to myself, they're not living together before they got married. But that being said,
The engagement
We've
theory.
debunked the
You got it.
you
engagement theory.
debunk the engagement
Cat food,
theory.
quinoa, and bubbly. We're set to get married.
But you're obviously eating well and getting ready for that wedding, because there's not a lot of stuff in there, so you're probably spending a lot more time out.
Right now, everybody's taking them out for meals to get ready for the celebrations, right? The stag party. Didn't you just have
Pretty much
a boys'
happening.
night?
We're still standing after that this
Indeed.
weekend. So
You can get
congratulations.
check the fridge.
Check their fridge.
Thank you.
Checktheirfridge.com.
Sorry, my first day back from a week, but checktheirfridge.com is fascinating. You do a great job,
Thank you.
John.
Thank you so much for having me,
We
guys.
enjoyed